Dear friends, hope you all are well and keeping safe. Welcome to the iPhone app creation tutorial series. This is the ninth video in the series, and I thank you all for your kind support and follow through. And I do hope it has helped you in learning the basic tricks of the trade in creating an iPhone app. So we'll continue the journey forward. Go ahead and click on the Xcode icon from the toolbar, open your project, and let's quickly run to see the app once again just to refresh what we have done so far. So what we have done is, as you know, we created one screen which is the book creation screen, which has four different properties or fields: book name, author name, genre, and status. Genre and status are both table view based. We have learned about how to deal with table view. We also learned about array handling, which is coming from the array, and also filtering an array, like as a type thriller it comes up, or I type fiction, all the option with fiction comes up, right? We also have seen how to validate the screen if certain values in need. If it is not there, how do you validate? We have also seen how to clean the screen, which will using this arrow where we are cleaning up all the screen. Oh, wonderful. So that's all we have done. I think we're ready to save the record. But before saving, I want to teach you something new today, which is known as navigation. So what is navigation? Typically in any app, you'll have more than one screen. Let's say for this own book tracker app that you're creating, you may like to have at least basic three screen. One is this one, which you have already created, which is about creating a new book. Then you may like to also display your book based on different statuses, like, read, currently read, or reading, or maybe different thing by genre. You can have it by different ways you want to display, or all books, right? And maybe we want to also have a search where, if you have hundreds of book and you want to search on a particular genre type, what you have saved, or let's say, for example, all the books that you want to read, or in the future, if you want to have a favorite option, all the books that you have marked as favorite, it'll show up accordingly. All right, so let's go ahead and learn that before we go and learn about saving a record. Okay, so go ahead and stop this. So for doing that, there are many ways to do that. The way I'm going to teach you today is known as tab bar navigation. So tab bar navigation you must have seen in many apps, and you'll get to know when I'm going to show you. So first you go and type tab. You have seen this is a navigation controller view. There is a tab bar controller view also. Go ahead and bring it down. Once you bring it down, you'll see that there are two view controllers by default created. You don't have to have those, you can delete it as well. But for the time being, you understand that, the first one is this one, which goes here. The second one is this one. When you select on this, it'll go here, right? You may have as many as you want. In our example, we want to have three. So I'm going to have a third one, which will link to already what we have created, right? So for that, what you need to do is first to go ahead and click on the plus sign. Just like your tab bar controller, you have a tab bar item. See here? Take that and drag it to the screen where it should have the item, just like you have here, right? I'll make it a little bigger for you to read. It says as item. Click on that and you reach, and you reach right here. Give it a title. Let's say this is for add book. You can give it an image. Let me give a pencil image, which is for creation, and boom, you have it, right? But now what we need to do is we need to let this tab controller view know that this is the one it has to go, and it has to show a third icon as well. How do you do that? So for doing that, press the control bar and link your tab bar to the navigation controller, because navigation is controlling this one. If you recall, we created these two values, right? So go ahead and click on the navigation bar. Once you do that, it'll show you the Segue menu. Segue is the way you connect or you navigate. The one that you need to pick from all the options shown is a relationship Segue, which is a view controller relationship Segue. Go ahead and click on that. What you see is two things. One, it has shown one more link to the navigation controller, the one that we had before. And if you make it a little bigger, you'll see that there is an item that is coming here as well, right? Which is this item. You know what I should do is, I did a mistake. I should delete this and modify this item. I'm sorry. So I'll go ahead and say add book and give it an image, which is the pencil. The reason it is important to link the navigation controller is, if you recall, you want to do two navigation function. If you don't do that, those will not be available to you. So if you see here now, I'm sure it must have changed to add book. By the way, you can change the position of this as well. So you can simply select the one that you want. You can move it where you want to. Let's say I want to move it in the middle. You can go ahead and do that as well. Similarly, the screen, I will give it a different name. I will say this is for display books. Great. And I'll give it a different icon, maybe a book icon if it has one. There you go. So I'll say this icon. And similarly, this one is for search, so I'll name it as search. I think there's a magnifying glass, so if you type, you'll get one which is used for searching. If you see here, once you change it in the fields, the tab bar automatically gets displayed. Beautiful, right? So you have a display book which is yet to be coded. It is empty screen, add book which you have already coded and by the way linked as well, and then you will search. Go ahead and run this. Do you think it will work? It will not, but let's see why, right? So once we run it, we'll get to know what happens here, right? So as soon as you run it, see, you get a blank screen like this. Why is that? The reason is simple, because if you recall, in the first chapter I taught you about is view controller, the first initial controller. Your initial control is still going here, it is not starting here. So what the way to do it is, go ahead and select the view controller, the tab view controller, and make it the initial view controller. Now you can see this arrow is coming here. Hopefully it will work this time. Great. So you run this, you get all the three buttons that you see here. This will not do nothing, this will do nothing, but if you click on this, boom, you get the screen that you created but beautifully navigated to where you want to. Great. There is a small issue with the table size. I think it is longer than the screen. It is okay if you want to keep it, but I would love to make it a little shorter. So the way to do that is, if you recall, we have done it programmatically. So go ahead, you can go to your add book view control. Recall that's the file where you have coded everything. And for your this was for your status table view, if I'm not wrong. Genre table view is here. You may have a status table view as well. So keep going. Where is it gone? Genre table view frame. Let's start. Let's search it. Well, you know what? I think the status table view is controlled by the screen itself. So we'll go ahead and make it smaller here. Okay. And oh, I'm sorry, this is same table view. So my bad. If you recall, we use only one table view, right? So that's the genre table view is doing both the function. I told you to change the name, we didn't do it, but some point in time we'll change the name so that we don't have this confusion. So instead of height 350, we'll make it 300. How about that? And there's one more place we're doing it, or two more places. If you recall, when the editing begin and editing end, we want to redisplay the tables. So we change it to 300. Hopefully it should come up as the way we want to. Okay, so we'll click here. See, it fits nicely and squarely within the screen. Looks great, right? So that's all I wanted to teach you today. What we'll do now is, since we have the screen design and complete, we'll do two things. We will save the record, so you'll finally learn how to save it. And after saving, I want to move. I don't have to be on this screen anymore, so I want to save and move it to display books, right? So that's all I want to do. Or you can also do by after saving, you want to clean everything and be ready to take the next book. So we can do either way. In fact, we'll do both just to showcase that. And once it is done, then we'll focus on display book and how to show that screen, which is a blank screen now, but we'll do a few functionalities for that. One good way to know whether you're moving between the screens or not is changing the color of the view. You know how to do it. Select the view of, let's say, the next one. So if you come here, let's say I'll give it a indigo color, and this is as maybe a purple color. Um, let's run it quickly to see. At least the colors will change, so you know that. See, by default it is the indigo color. If you go here, you get the blue color. And go to search, you get a purple color. Here is a quick exercise for you. Why don't you try changing the view color to a color of your choice, but not by drop down, but programmatically, right? So where you can define your own color through the program. So go ahead and try that out. As you do that, I will leave you with this video. Hopefully you liked it, and I'll see you soon with the next video of saving record. Thank you.